High school friendships can be messy sometimes. You could be friends with someone that you've known for a really long time, but then when you guys hit high school, something changes, and you guys are no longer as close as you once were. Well, today's Reddit story is exactly about that. It's about two friends who basically started drifting apart. Now let's get to it. It's from the subreddit, Today I Effed Up. It's titled, Today I Effed Up by apologizing to someone. So, I'm young, still in high school, and I fell out with someone I have been friends with for about 6 years. Let's call her Libby, a fake name. She was my best friend, but since a few weeks ago, I have felt really left out because she started to get closer to one of our other friends to the point they were making arrangements in front of me. I wasn't angry for the fact that they were making plans in front of me, but I decided at lunch I would go out without texting them to give them space to make their plans. That's where I messed up. I didn't text. Near the end of lunch, they came up to me and they asked me why I never texted them, and I said that I didn't know. They both then stormed off. I thought this was okay. It would have given me a break from them for a while since this wasn't the first time we've argued for something like this, but I was very wrong. The next day, I had a friend text me saying that Libby had been calling me a bee behind my back, and I wasn't having that. I texted her asking her to meet up with me and calling her a twat and stuff like that. We argued all throughout lunch until the bell went. When I got home, I got a text from a random number saying really, really bad things about me. So I texted Libby saying that this has gone too far. She replied, I don't know who that is, then blocked me. The thing is, she had to know who that person was since they had very personal information about me and things we had argued about previously. I told my gran about it and she said she was going to get the police involved. I said no, because this type of thing happens all the time. But I text one of my other friends saying to tell Libby to unblock me and that my gran was getting the police involved. A while after, Libby unblocked me and told me she was sorry and that she didn't know that it was actually her best friend from her home country that had texted me it, and I said, it was her? I told her sorry wasn't enough though. By that, I mean she needed to come apologize to me in person instead of over text. We argued until she blocked me. We haven't spoken for a couple of weeks after that. Today was her birthday. I never noticed until a group chat notification popped up where it was one of my other friends' birthday who had the same birthday as Libby. I texted Libby saying happy birthday and that I had been thinking about what happened and I wanted us to both say sorry to each other. I then remember I was still blocked, so I asked one of her friends to ask if she could unblock me. She asked me why, and I told her it's because I wanted for us to not argue anymore. She said, okay, and I said thanks. Libby then texted me saying, what? And I resent her the message. It took a while, but she read them, then instead of typing, sent me a voice note saying what she felt. I heard friends laughing in the background, and she occasionally laughed with them. I kept telling her how I felt as well over text instead of voice note. Keep that in mind. She kept saying she didn't care about me anymore, which made me pretty upset. Because I was so attached to Libby, and at this point, I felt like I was in the wrong, but was still trying to defend myself. I couldn't just say I was sorry because that would make me look weaker than I already am, and it probably wouldn't make her come back to me or anything. I should probably mention that every argument we have ever had ended me coming back to her. Her saying she didn't care anymore made me really angry, so I ended our argument with saying how she was a pedophile and so was our other friends. I should mention she is also young, but has child porn on her phone, which is pretty awful, and our other friend always laughed at it. The that I had texted previously to ask her to tell Libby to unblock me, texted me saying horrible things. We then argued because she said I lied to her saying I would apologize to Libby, but didn't. I honestly tried, but it didn't work out, and I tried to tell her this, but she wasn't having it. Libby has showed her screenshots of our conversation. I'm guessing that's why she did voice notes, because nobody can hear them through a screenshot, but you can see text through a screenshot. I really feel like my life is over. I have no one left apart from my family, and I'm genuinely scared to go to school tomorrow in case they come up to me. If I didn't text Libby trying to make up, this would have never happened. What can I do to fix this, or better, avoid it? Edit. Libby has turned people on me to seem like the bad story, but they've only heard her side of the story. She tries to use the fact that I tell most of the adults in my life almost everything. I lost my mom when I was 9 years old. The thing is, ever since I was a year old, my mom had a brain injury that I don't remember the name at the moment, and she was in a care home. She was only in her 20s. When she came home, she was in a wheelchair and was blind and couldn't talk very well. This made a massive impact on my life. I was brought up by my gran, and my dad moved away, and although I only see him on weekends, still to this day I will always say my gran has brought me up. I am extremely close to her and tell her everything, which brings me back to Libby using this against me. And I'll mention throughout the times where my mom passed away, she didn't even know till we got back to school after the holidays, and it was her death anniversary. I never got a text, and when I confronted her about it, she just said, "Oops, sorry." I tell my gran everything she has said to me, done to me, everything, including the child porn. So for everyone in the comments, thank you all. I have told adults in my life, not only my gran as well. TLDR, by trying to apologize to someone, but messing it up by getting angry. Let's see what some of the commenters have to say. First comment says, talk to the adult you trust and share with them what is happening. You can't get people to be logical, caring, or decent. You can't force these people to see you differently. Your words don't matter to them, so don't waste any more words talking to them directly. Talk to your loved ones right away. You don't need to carry this alone. Another one says, this sounds like a very serious thing. That said, the adults in your life have a greater scale for what a serious thing it is and will have seen worse. 2 steps then. 1. Do not throw, as we say, pearls before swine. By this, I mean that you need not to throw yourself at people who don't appreciate you or treat you kindly. Go find other people to be friends with. It may not feel like the case, but I assure you, there are many other people who would be your friend and who would treat you with kindness and respect, except nothing less. 2. Talk this through with a trusted adult, as a counselor, teacher, or a parent. Wow. Another comment says, if she's making plans in front of you without including you and you've been her friend, she is really not a nice person. And to act mad at you for doing something perfectly natural in that case, going out without texting her, she is actually very controlling. Like she thinks she owns you. Plus, she's trying to turn her unkind behavior around to make you the bad guy. All the reasons to end the friendship. And if she has child porn on her phone, you really want to stay clear from her. She could send you something and get you in trouble. I would block her and all who are friends with her and tell adults the whole story. It sucks to lose a longtime friend, but she's telling you who she really is. And I totally agree with the last comment. This friend sounds super toxic, and it sounds like she's actually never been the OP's true friend. She's so mean. Friends do not treat friends like this. They are not disrespectful and so controlling. And, to get mad at the fact that the OP didn't text her to say that, oh, she was going to go to lunch on her own. I mean, come on. What is this? Why are you being so clingy? You didn't want to be with her. So why do you care whether or not she left to go eat lunch without you? You are making plans with another friend in front of her. That's so disrespectful and wrong. That's very hurtful to the OP. And I'm glad that the OP was able to have at least one trusted adult to talk to, which is her grandmother. Good for her. And I really hope that other adults who also are aware of the situation will do something, will stop this bullying and protect the OP from any harm. Anyways, I would love to hear what you guys think of this situation in the comments section. So please leave it there. And remember to continue to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.